let's begin today. We're going to practice thinking about balance, focusing on balance, but also all the regular strong bone poses that are recommended for daily practice. But when we think about balance, a lot of times we think about the balancing poses, but balance is very important throughout our life, physically and mentally. And the balance is really coming from being stable and secure and still in the core, in the center. And when we go out of balance, whether it's physical, out of balance, we're trying to oppose and we're like wobbling like this, we come back to our center, the core. And if the core is strengthened, that will maintain the balance of these limbs that are going all different places. But also mentally, when we go out of balance and our energy is dispersed, and maybe we're too hyper or we're too lethargic or something, that's also when mentally we have to come back into our center, which through yoga, we can usually find the center through the breath, focusing on the breath, and also mantra japa. A mantra like Hari Om or Om Shanti, or if you have a personal mantra, that can always be like a lifeline to bring us back into our center. And it's very important in our tradition, and Gurudev Swami Satchidananda's tradition, is that every day we start the day by connecting to that center, to the divine within us, and let the day proceed from that. So we can keep those little things in mind as we go through the practice this morning. And I'll offer a few different sequences that can help us even physically strengthen and maintain that core strength and center. Let's begin chanting Om together 3 times, again, to center our energy and bless our practice today. Find a comfortable sitting position and bring the focus to the breath. Just observe the natural flow of the breath. And we'll inhale for chanting Om. Om. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Let's begin with just moving the head and neck and just loosening up in the neck area by taking the ear to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale back to center and turn to look over one shoulder. Center, opposite. And center. And just move your jaw up and down and all around. Stretch your face. And now we're going to move into the eye movements, Netra Vyayamam. So the eyes can be closed, face is soft, and the neck is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed, and we'll begin with diagonal movements. So open the eyes to center, look to the upper right-hand corner and across lower left. Back and forth from upper right to lower left at your own pace, swinging gently without strain. And center and close. Feel the neck and shoulders relaxed. And open, look to upper left, lower right. Back and forth on the diagonal. Get a good stretch. And center and close. Take a full breath in. On the exhale, imagine the face is softening, any tension draining out through the spine and down into the ground. Now, circular movements, open, looking straight up, and move towards the right in a clockwise circle. Make the first circle very slow. Keep it large and smooth. Continue around a few more times at your own pace. If you like to increase the speed, check that you're not jerking or reducing the circle with the speed. When you come to the top, take a pause and then reverse to counterclockwise slowly. And continuing on in this direction a few more times. And the next time you come around to the top, gently close the eyes and let the whole face and shoulders relax. Keep the eyes closed, bring the palms together and build up some heat with the friction. Really energize the palms. And when you feel they're warm, cup them over the eyes, breathing in the warmth and the energy. It's really the energy from the palm chakras penetrating and nourishing the eyes, actually nourishing the whole brain through the eyes. Breathing in. This is an important practice every day to relax, reduce eye strain, and nurture and thank the eyes for all the work and blessings they bring. Stroking the eyelids very gently with the fingertips. Continue to just massage a little around the eye socket, the temple area. Loosen the jaw. Moving down the neck. Can give a little massage to the neck. And move the head a little from side to side and the shoulders. Let's continue with just a little warm up. Take the arms up and stretch up. Good stretch, and turn the palms out, pressing out and down. Bring the arms in front, palms up, and fingertips to shoulders. Keep the fingertips on the shoulders and move the elbows around in some nice circles. Opposite direction. And then inhale, bring the elbows together. Exhale, open. Really focus in between the shoulder blades. And back together. And open. Then we can just bring the hands down and move the fingers and wrists a little, warming them up. And we'll just stretch out the legs now. Shake out the legs, rolling them a little from side to side. And squeeze and stretch the toes, the ankles. And definitely rotate in and out from the hips. And when you feel the legs are awake and everything is warming up, we'll come to standing for continuing our warm up and practice. So you should have a block for this practice, and you will need a strap later, but definitely a block. We're going to begin in Tadasana, actually Tadasana with a block. The mountain pose. So we'll be standing and have the feet parallel, comfortable distance apart, and just begin to spread the toes out and plant the toes, the heels, lifting the arches. Now take your block and hold it right between the lower thighs, above the knees. Have the block probably the medium width, not too narrow and not too wide. So it's horizontal and the medium width, and hug the block with the thighs as you come up the center. Feel you're zipping up the center here. Tailbone is lengthening, coming all the way up. Shoulders are back and down. Keep the chin in parallel to the floor and squeeze the block. Feel how that engages your center core strength. Right here is the center holding the posture. Torso, shoulders are light, arms are light, feet are grounded. Breathe. Now we'll take the arms parallel, palms facing in, up. Stretch up. Keep squeezing the block as you reach up. And exhale down and back. And inhale, coming up. Stretch up. And turn the palms out, pressing out and down. Great. Now let's take the block, remove the block, and we'll put it to the side here for later. And we'll do a modified Surya Namaskar warm up. So come to the top of the mat and we'll take Tadasana here. Still, we're not using the block now, but still that same feeling of moving in towards the center, arms at the side. We'll be just doing a modified Surya Namaskar with no rounding of the spine. So keep the idea of lengthening the spine in all positions. Palms are together. Exhale, we're pressing into the center. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Stretch up and take a lateral stretch towards the right side. Press the left foot down. Reaching out, long and center. Lateral stretch. Keep the arms parallel and really reach out. Press the opposite foot down. And center, bending the knees, arms out, shoulder height. Come to a half Uttanasana, hands to the floor and left leg back. You can have a high lunge or lower the knee to the floor, low lunge. Keep the spine lengthened up on the fingertips and pressing the hands down, step back. Downward facing dog and pedal the feet. Chin is in. Pedaling. Release both heels to the floor. Looking forward, step the left foot up. You might like to keep the high lunge to lengthen the spine. Step the right forward and the belly is on the thighs. Knees are bent, arms out, shoulder height. Press the feet down as you raise up. Take a lateral stretch to the left, center to the right, center, and release the palms together at the chest. Relax. You can shake out the legs a little bit. We'll do another round leading with the right side. 1, palms together. 2, take the arms out and up, reaching up. Inhale and stretch to the right, reaching out, really stretching the left side down to the foot. Up center, opposite side. Center and hinging from the hips, coming forward, lengthening the back, hands to the floor and the right foot back. Maybe the lunge, your back is a little warmed up now. Hips are more warmed and you can deepen the lunge with a lengthened spine. Press into the hands and step back. Walking the feet. Downward facing dog. And coming forward with the right foot. Looking forward. Forward with the left foot. Bending the knees. And reaching the arms out. Coming up. Press the feet down. And lateral stretch to the right, center, and to the left, center, palms together. Relax with the arms down at the side. Now, let me just bring this here. We're going to move into all fours position to continue with a balancing and warm up. Palms together. Inhale, bring the arms up. Get a good stretch up and bending the knees to hinge forward. You could keep the arms out in front or out to the side. Come forward, hands to the floor, and step back, bringing the knee to the floor and the other knee to the floor. And now we're in all fours position. So this will be strengthening for the wrists and the arms, which are under the shoulders. And it's also going to work on the core and balance. So when we do these movements, stretches, a diagonal stretch, two things you want to be aware. No sagging down here. Keep the core engaged in the center here. And no leaning to the side. So when I lift this arm, I can't lean into the opposite hip. Try to keep the pelvis very neutral and engaged. So we'll begin the diagonal stretch, right arm stretching out and left leg, and lift, inhale and lift. Exhale, lower. Opposite, left arm, right leg, stretch out, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. First side again, a little deeper. Stretch out, right arm, left leg, inhale, lift. Exhale, stay. Inhale, stay. And exhale, lower. Opposite, stretch out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower. Now, if any time you're starting to lose your balance, just go back to the previous. Or if your wrists are tired, you can rest in the child's pose. One more round with a variation, a deeper variation. Right arm, left leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, open to the side. Leg out, arm out. Hold. Back to center, take a breath in. Exhale, release. And the opposite side, reach out. Inhale, lift and hold. And move out to the side. Hold. Back to center. And release. Now you can rest back into the child's pose. Relax your wrists. And sitting up, sitting up, I have to tuck in my shirt for this. We're going to move into the downward facing dog pose, holding that. I'll time us for 2 minutes. Anytime you need to, you can rest, come back into child's pose to rest, and then return to the pose. And to keep our energy towards the center core, we're going to hold the block in between the thighs. So you can come on your knees and place the block in between the lower thighs, just above the knees, hands to the floor. And when you're ready, turn the toes under and come up into the downward facing dog, pressing into the block gently with the thighs. And release the heels towards the floor. You might turn the toes slightly in, heels out. Spread the fingers. Imagine you're trying to hold on to the mat with your fingers, engaging the arms slightly. And breathe and hold. Check the head. Position should be between the arms, and the chin can come in slightly. So the back of the neck is long. Now that's a little over 1 minute. If you need to rest, you can, and then come back. Check how you're pressing into the block with the thighs. That may help to widen the sacrum. Check the breath, that you're not holding or gasping for breath. And slowly come forward, knees to the floor, and remove the block. You can rest in the child's pose. And sitting up, just relax your wrists and your hands. And we'll come back up to standing. Great. Now, excuse me. The next series is the Horseman series, and we'll need a block for this. This is for strengthening, especially the sacrum area and the core here, all around the core here. So we can come into Tadasana, and we're going to hold the block in between the thighs again. Spread the toes, lift the arches. Inhale, raise the arms up and stretch up. Feet are grounded. Exhale and slowly release down. This time, as we inhale and raise up, come up onto the balls of the feet. Stretch up. Exhale very slowly, coming down. Next, we're going to bend the knees, inhale, come up, and our arms are like cactus. And just bring the arms back. 1, release. 2, inhale, release. 3, inhale, and press the feet down and release. Once again, coming up, inhale, onto the balls of the feet, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold. Exhale slowly. Slowly, slowly release. Inhale, coming up with the arms in cactus, knees are bent, but keep the spine vertical. We're not leaning forward like we sometimes do in Utkatasana. And slowly come up, release the arms down. This time, inhale up, exhale, hold. Inhale, exhale, halfway down. And slowly all the way down. And inhale into the full Utkatasana with the spine vertical. You could bring the into temple mudra if that's comfortable, or keep shoulder width apart. And breathe and hold. And slowly come up and relax down. So we can put the block to the side. Next is, this is called the walking tree pose. This is a fun balance, balancing act and strengthening. So we want our strength to come from the center. And as we move the limbs out, if you start to feel the center is collapsing or you can't hold when the limbs come out, then go back to the previous where the limbs are closer in towards the center. So let's begin. Inhale, raise your right leg. I'll be like the mirror. Turn out like a Shiva pose. Inhale and release down. Opposite side. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale into the Shiva pose. Inhale, center, exhale down. Now moving out from there. Inhale, back to the first side. Exhale, turn out to the Shiva pose. Now begin to reach out. Foot is reaching forward, arms are reaching out. Back to center and release down. Opposite side. Inhale, scooping up. Turn out. Reach out, arms out, foot, leg forward. Back to center and release down. Great. Now back to the first side. Inhale, scoop up. Turn out to Shiva. Now we're moving into slow motion walking. This leg is moving back and the arm is slowly moving forward. This other arm is going back. Slowly, like slow motion walking. Bring that leg forward. The arm is going back. And release down. Other side. Inhale, scoop up. Turn out. And then moving into slow motion walking. The leg goes back. The arm goes forward. Slowly, the leg comes forward. The arm goes back. And release down. You might feel your hip socket getting stronger from that. It's a beautiful practice. Now, one more round. Inhale, scoop up. Turning out to the Shiva pose. Walking slowly. Leg is back, arm is forward. And slow motion, the leg comes forward. The arm goes back. And now we turn that leg out and transition to the tree pose. Breathe and hold. Beautiful. Slowly lower the arms, bring the knee forward and release down. So the tree is held from the center. Opposite, the last side. Inhale, scoop up. Turning out, exhale. Inhale, moving into the slow motion walking. And slowly bringing that knee forward. Turning out, transition into the tree, arms out at a diagonal. And slowly lower the arms, the knee comes forward and release down into Tadasana. And take a breath. Great. So those two, the horseman pose and the walking tree sequence, those are for developing balance and coordination. Now, before we go to the floor, the challenge pose of the month is a balancing pose using the core strength. I am not great at this pose, but I'm sharing it as a challenge pose. Put the mat near the wall. I'm going to use the wall for support. You can have a block, or you could have a chair for this if you want. It's the Warrior 3 pose, which is standing on one leg with the body out like a T shape. You can start with one foot, the heel against the wall, and the foot is at about a 30, 45 degree angle. And step forward as though you're going into the Warrior 1 position. You can bend that front leg. I like to have the block flat in front of the front foot. Is that right? Yes. No, next to the front foot. So bend the knee forward and hand on the block or the floor and lift off and press the back leg against the wall. The foot can press into the wall. Maybe this is enough of a balance for you. You can raise the opposite arm. So you're stretching on a diagonal stretch here. And you might even let go of the wall and balance here. It's better to keep the gaze down so you're not lifting your head. Bring the hand down. Now, if you want to go deeper in the pose, you can begin to bring the arms up close to the body. And then you can try a little wider. The full pose, of course, is with the arms straight out. And you can work on whichever arm position is good for you. Try to keep that back leg. Adjust your position from the wall so that the back leg is straight, the knee is straight. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's move. We can move to the other side. Let's move to the other side. So step forward with the opposite leg and bending the knee. Coming forward, using your block or your hand, or you could use a chair. Position the back leg against the wall And let's begin with the diagonal stretch, either pressing the foot against the wall or coming out from the wall. Using the wall for support with your back foot. If you want to go deeper, engage from the core, bring the arms back or out to the side. And when you've had enough, you can come back. Great. That is a challenging pose. I think it's very challenging. And also to raise up the torso from having it down like in Uttanasana and to raise up, that takes the most core strength. I mean, some people go into the pose like this. That's an easier way to come into the pose, just leaning forward, but you could practice that also. There's a lot of ways to practice that pose. Everyone, I think, is a challenge because somehow I'm not that balanced in that position. But it's fun to work with. Now, let's see where we're at. We're going to lie down. Take the constructive rest pose on the back. So come to your mat. If you like to move it to a comfortable position and come onto the back with the knees bent and the feet out about 10 to 12 inches from the buttocks, hip width distance. And relax here. This is a great pose, constructive rest pose, to release any tension in the low back area, but especially in the psoas muscle, if it's holding on or tensed. You can hold this pose even 5 minutes to 15 minutes or longer, and it gives a great release in the psoas and the low back. We're just going to hold it now for about another minute. You can soften the belly. And gently release the legs out. Take a breath in Savasana. Notice if there's any areas holding tension. And now we're going to turn over on to the abdomen for the cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Come on to the abdomen with the forehead on the floor and the hands, palms down, right next to the chest area. You can have your feet a comfortable distance apart, maybe hip width distance or together. Or if you know you have low back strain, you can cross the feet at the ankles. Take whatever position is good for you. And we'll begin on an inhale, slowly lifting the head, the neck, and the chest. No weight on the hands. Breathe and hold. Hold the pose as long as it's comfortable for you. When you need to come out, you can, even before I give the signal. We're working towards holding 30 to 60 seconds. Awareness between the shoulder blades. Breathe to the upper chest. Slowly begin to lower the chin, the forehead to the floor. And relax. Turn the cheek to the side, bring the arms down to the side. Now, taking the arms overhead, the arms are shoulder width distance parallel, and the forehead is on the floor. Legs are hip width distance. We'll take a diagonal stretch with the breath in preparation for the boat pose. Stretch out the right arm, left leg, inhale and lift. You could keep the forehead on the floor and exhale, lower. Opposite, stretch out, inhale, lift. Think long, like a railroad track, and lower. First side, inhale, extend and lift. Exhale, lower. Left arm, right leg, inhale, lift. And slowly lower. This time we'll raise the head with the arm, right arm and left leg, just gently lifting the head alongside the arm and lower. And the opposite. Inhale, lift. And lower. Now, to raise both halves, you can keep the arms overhead, or you could clasp the arms behind the back, whichever is your choice. Inhale, lift the head and chest, legs, shoulders, arms. Breathe. And when you're ready, slowly lower and relax completely. Actually, let's turn over and lie on the back. Bring the knees up towards the chest. Just take a little gentle counter stretch here. Maybe you like to make little circles with the knees. And release the feet to the floor. And take a full breath here, completely relaxing. We'll be moving into the hamstring stretches on the back, so you will need a strap for this next pose. You could start with both knees bent and bring the right knee up towards the chest, flex at the ankle, and put the strap around the ball of the foot in, and begin to stretch that foot towards the ceiling. Keep the knee straight, but the quadricep engaged slightly. You can stretch out the other leg and press the heel towards the floor. Breathe in, exhale. Keep the elbows in close, and now press the whole back body against the floor. So we're engaging the back body in this pose. We're not just relaxing here, we're pressing the head to the floor, shoulders pressing into the floor, the heel of the outstretched leg, it's pressing into the floor, arms are strong. Now we'll transition into the second hamstring stretch on this side. Take the strap in your right hand and open the leg out to the side. Keep the foot flexed at the ankle and breathe into this open hip stretch. Still, the outstretched leg is pressing into the floor, shoulders are pressing into the floor, head is pressing back to the floor. I'm taking about 1 minute in each position. If you need to release sooner, you can. Always coming back to the center. Slowly bring the leg back up to the center. Give a little stretch, release the strap, and just float that leg down to the floor. Roll the legs a little from side to side. Bending both knees. Now we'll move to the other side. Take the strap around the ball of the foot and bring that foot up into position. Elbows in, close, stretch out the other leg and engage that leg, pressing the heel into the floor. Both ankles are flexed. Pressing the back body into the floor, keeping the strength in the pose. Make sure you're not stressing the back of the knee. If you feel any stretch at the back of the knee, you might have to put a micro bend into the knee to keep the quad engaged. And now transitioning to the open hip position. Both straps are in one hand. Open out to the side. Keep the other leg engaged, pressing into the floor. Head is pressing back into the floor, and both shoulders are pressing into the floor. Inhale slowly. Coming back up to center. Give a little extra stretch, release the strap, and let the leg float out to the floor. Gently roll the legs from side to side. Now the full upraised Paschimottanasana, face up. Bring both knees up to the chest. Bring the strap around the balls of the feet and begin to press the feet towards the ceiling. This time we want to make sure we're keeping the low back and the sacrum against the floor and press the low back down. So you may have to give a little extra strap. Maybe your legs come out to here, and they might come up to a 90-degree angle. Engage the quadriceps, a micro bend in the knees, and press that low back against the floor as you stretch the back of the legs. Elbows are in close, and the whole back is pressing against the floor as the feet press towards the ceiling. And then slowly bend the knees, release the strap, and bring the legs out. You can bring the feet to the floor and stretch the legs out. Just relax the legs, take a breath in Savasana. Now bending the knees again with the feet. The heels are in close to the buttocks now for the bridge pose, and we'll do the bridge with the block. You could have the block either the narrow way between the thighs or a little wider, whichever feels most comfortable for your hips and feet. The toes can point in slightly. Press the feet firmly down into the floor and press the elbows into the floor. With the forearms raised, the palms are facing in. Now pressing into the feet, pressing into the elbows. Inhale, lift the whole torso up. The sternum is coming towards the chin. We're pressing the elbows down. Press the feet down and slightly forward. Engage the buttocks. Press the thighs into the block. Engage the whole back body. It's a very strong pose. The buttocks are engaged. The back of the legs are engaged. Feet pressing, elbows pressing. You can imagine the feet are like making traction on the mat as though you're trying to press them forward, and that engages the back of the legs and the buttocks. Quads are pressing into the block. It's a beautiful pose for strengthening the thoracic area of the spine, building bone throughout the spine, pelvis, and hips. And slowly we can begin to release, bring the block out to the side, and just take a relaxing breath. And we'll move into a gentle inversion, the supported bridge with the block. Just lift and put the block underneath the sacrum. And then raise the legs up. You could do this with the legs against the wall if you prefer. Or if you're comfortable freestanding, just raise the legs up. It's a great way to have a gentle inversion. Wiggle the toes, rotate a little at the ankles. Keep the feet soft. Close the eyes. Enjoy the inversion. And slowly bending the knees towards the chest. Could release the feet down to the floor. Remove the block. Relax with the spine in a neutral position. Now take the hands, palms down, and place them underneath the sacrum. Lift the legs up. So your hands and buttocks are resting on the sacrum. The hands, buttocks and sacrum are resting on the hands. Feet are up. Now, as you lower the legs towards the floor, press on the hands and hinge up to sitting. That should just bring you right up. Now we're going to move into a supported fish pose. We can use the block, or if you prefer, you could use pillows or a bolster. I like to put the block vertical from just around the waist, along the spine to lie back, and the top of the block is just below the shoulder blades. You can bring the head back if you like. You could have a pillow under the head, arms out to the side, and have some slow, deep breathing. You could keep the knees bent, feet on the floor. It's a beautiful pose for strengthening the respiratory system. Also very good for the thoracic spine, chest area. Try to breathe into the upper apex of the lungs. And to release the pose, press the weight on the elbows, lift the head, chin is coming up towards the chest, and then use your hands to come up to sitting. Release the block and lie on your back. You could have the knees bent, or you could relax for a moment in Savasana with the legs out, if you prefer. We'll be moving into our twisting pose now. First, the supine twist. So have the feet up on the floor near the buttocks. Press on the feet and shift the whole pelvis to the left. Right hip is on the floor. Bring the knees to the chest and slowly lower the knees to the right. Have the palms face down out at shoulder height. And press on the right palm to lower the left shoulder blade to the floor. If you're comfortable here, you could stretch out the top leg and hold the foot, or you can keep the knees bent. You could gently turn the head to look over the left shoulder. Both shoulder blades and shoulders should remain in contact with the floor. And then if your leg is stretched out, you can bend the knees. So both knees are bent, one on top of the other, pressing the palms down. Inhale, lift the knees, use the core center to bring the knees back to center. Then put the feet on the floor and bring the pelvis back to a neutral position. Now, opposite side, press on the feet, shift the pelvis to the right, knees towards the chest, and lower the knees to the left. Press that left hand to make sure the right shoulder is staying in contact with the floor. If ever you need to, you could put a pillow or a block underneath the knees to keep both shoulders in contact. And if you're comfortable, you can stretch out the top leg. Turn the head to look over the right shoulder. And to release the pose, we can bend the knee. If your leg was straight, stack the knees, press into the hands and lift the knees. Use the core strength to lift the knees back up to center, feet to the floor. Neutralize the spine. Just relax for a moment. And we'll be coming back to sitting. You can use that hinge method or roll to the side, whatever is comfortable for the hinge. The hands are under the sacrum, palms down, feet are up, and slowly bring the feet down and the head up, coming back to sitting. Now we'll be moving into a sitting twist. So if you like to sit on a folded blanket or a cushion for the twist, you can put that into place now. And we're going to start with the right knee bent and keep the foot on the right side of the outstretched leg. Now you may need to move this foot down or up depending on how much flexion at the hip you like and keeping the spine lengthened. Now we're going to go into the twist using the core strength. So bring both arms up. Arms are parallel alongside the ears. Reach up. And now inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to open the arms like a windmill as you twist to the right. Keep this knee up and engaged. Come as far as you can. Arms are out, shoulder height. Bring the right arm around behind the waist. Bring the left elbow around the upraised knee, lengthening and twisting. So the arms are supporting the twist, but they didn't push you into the twist. Inhale, lengthening, and keep this upraised knee up against the chest. Exhale, deepening into the twist. Both sitting bones are pressing into the floor. The right foot is also pressing into the floor, and the left heel. A lot happening in the twist. Looking over the shoulder, keep the chin parallel to the floor, breathing. Now maintain that position of the spine and release the arms out to shoulder height. And slowly begin to come back around as you raise the arms up alongside the ears, reach up and relax the arms. Bring both knees up to the chest, engage the spine, lengthening. And now we'll move to the other side. Right leg is straight out, left foot is in position. Fully grounded. Raise the arms up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, begin to open the arms out to shoulder height as you move into the twist, using the core strength. Left arm is coming around behind the waist. Right elbow is hinging the knee, and breathe into the twist. Keep the spine lengthening with every inhale and twisting on the exhale. Check the outstretched leg that the toes point up and the heel is grounded. The left foot is pressing into the floor as its bones are grounded. And slowly begin to release the arms out to shoulder height. Slowly unwinding and raising the arms up. Stretch up. Exhale and release. Now you can bring both knees up to the chest. Inhale, lengthening. We'll have a modified yoga mudra. You can have the block in front and cross the legs, a comfortable cross leg position, whatever is working for you. If you like to sit on a cushion or blanket, you can. And bring the arms behind the back, holding one wrist with the other hand. Close the eyes and inhale. As you exhale, begin to hinge forward just till the forehead comes to the block. And relax the shoulders. Keep the sitting bones grounded. Keep the spine lengthened. And on an inhale, very slowly raise up. Ooh. Exhale, release the hands to the knees. Enjoying the peaceful vibrations of Yoga Mudra, Yogic Seal. Now you can please stretch out your legs and make whatever adjustments you need to lie in Savasana for the Yoga Nidra, the deep relaxation. We'll have a guided deep relaxation, so you might want to have a blanket or a shawl to put over the chest, or if you want to get a drink of water or make any adjustments, you can do that now. And take your time to find a comfortable Savasana position. If you like to have a pillow or bolster underneath your knees, you can have that. And we'll be taking Savasana and first physically tensing and releasing each part by part, mentally scanning the body to relieve the more subtle tensions and taking the awareness deeper within to the peace within. When we have our silence to enjoy the peaceful feeling within, you'll hear some nature sounds, and that will gradually move into the silence, about 5 to 7 minutes of silence. So let's begin in Savasana, adjusting the position, and make sure there's no strain in the low back area or in the shoulders, the neck. Stretch out, palms facing up. Have a full deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel the weight of the body supported by the earth beneath you. Let's take awareness to the right leg and foot. Stretch it out. Squeeze the foot and the leg. Inhale, lift a few inches. Hold it tight and release. Gently rolling it from side to side. Left leg and foot, stretch it out. Squeeze the foot and the leg. Inhale, lift. Hold and release. And gently roll that leg. Position the legs in a comfortable way. Just forget about them. Moving to the hips and buttocks. Inhale. Squeeze the muscles of the buttocks, lifting the pelvis. Hold and release. And wiggle a little from side to side. Let the whole area go soft. Moving to the abdomen. Inhale, puff the belly up like a balloon and hold the breath in. Open the mouth and release. Moving up to the chest, inhale, expand the rib cage, chest and lungs. Hold the breath in. Open the mouth and release. Move the awareness to the right arm and hand. Stretch the fingers wide. Make a tight fist, tight arm. Inhale, lift. Hold and release. And gently roll it from side to side. Left arm and hand, stretch it out. Stretch the fingers wide. Make a fist. Squeeze. Inhale, lift. And release. Roll the arm from side to side. Let the arms be positioned palms up. Moving to the shoulders, slide the shoulders to the ears, give a squeeze and release. Slide the shoulders down, release. Lift the shoulders over the chest, squeezing them towards the center and release. And move the shoulders around, find a comfortable place for them to rest. Back of the head could lift just slightly off the floor and release. And gently roll the head from side to side, completely relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Moving up to the jaw, open and close the jaw a few times. Stretch it from side to side. And release. Stretch the whole face, open the eyes and look up, open the mouth, stretch the tongue towards the chin, and release. And finally, let's squeeze the whole face into a tight prune face towards the nose. Squeeze and release. Now make any adjustments that you need to, so the body can be totally still for the rest of the relaxation. Mentally, we can go over the body and just with the light of awareness, we can relieve the more subtle tensions, bringing the awareness to relaxing the toes, the feet, relaxing the lower legs into the knees and up into the thighs and upper legs, completely relaxing. Relax all the muscles in the buttocks, hips, pelvis area. Relax the lower back, middle back, the upper back, the shoulder blades. Relaxing the entire spine and back. Relax the hips, pelvis, softening the belly. Relax the abdomen, the rib cage, chest, the lungs and the heart. Whole torso completely relaxed. Bring the awareness to relaxing the fingers and hands, the arms, shoulders, neck. Relaxing the throat, the jaw and chin. Soften and relax the whole face, the lips and mouth, cheeks, nose and eyes, forehead, around the temples, ears. Relaxing the sides of the head, the back of the head, and the top of the head. Feel the last tension leaving through the top of the head. Now the body is totally relaxed. Observe how relaxed the body feels. Turning your awareness to the breath. Observe the breath. How calm the breath is when the body's relaxed. The breath will hardly be moving. Observe the natural flow of the breath. And turn your awareness to the mind. See any thoughts that might be lingering in the mind. Observe the thoughts and let them go. The mind will always be changing. Let the thoughts come and go, stepping back as the witness. Be the witness of the thoughts. Watch the minds play, unaffected. Stay in the peaceful witness attitude. Gradually, the thoughts begin to fade out, and you become more aware of the peace. That peace is within. That peace is our true nature. Let's take the next few minutes of silence to enjoy this experience of peace, which is our true nature. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Gently bringing the awareness back, coming back to the breath. Begin to gently deepen the breath. We can let the breath wake us up from deep within. The breath begins to energize the body. Inhale, imagine the prana shakti energy comes in with the breath through the top of the head, down the spine to the base of the spine, out the legs to the toes, out the arms to the fingers. Begin moving the fingers and toes, arms and legs, head, gently beginning to move and stretch the body. Stretching out however feels comfortable, moving into a big good morning stretch. When you're ready, you can roll over to one side, supporting the head. And slowly begin to come back up to sitting. Sitting up, and use your props to sit in a comfortable position for the breathing practices, the pranayama. As you sit up and settle into your posture, the chest is open, spine is lengthened, very grounded in the seat. Have some slow, deep breaths. Dirga Swasam, deep breathing. Focus on a long, slow exhale. And then expand into a deep inhale. Without straining, just following comfortable rhythm of the breath. If there's any effort, it could be just at the end of the exhale to push the last breath out and then relax into the inhale. And and relaxing the breath, we'll prepare for Kapalabhati, the skull shining breath. Remember, this is the rapid abdominal breathing. We're contracting the abdomen and the breath comes out the nostrils. Relaxation of the abdomen expands and the breath comes back in. Let's begin the first round together. I'll begin a pace and you can, of course, you can go at your own pace. I'll time us for about the first round, about 30 seconds of expulsions. Let's begin. Finish with an exhale. Inhale deeply. Take a pause at the top and exhale very slowly. Relax the breath. Make any adjustments if you need to the posture. We'll begin the second round a little bit longer. Just do what's comfortable for you today. Let's begin. Exhale completely. Inhale a full deep breath. Exhale slowly. Relaxing the breath. Let's begin the third and final round. Exhale completely. Inhale a full deep breath. And exhale very slowly with control. Feel the prana energy moving up to the very top of the head. And you can relax the breath, preparing for alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Suddhi. When you're ready, you can begin the practice. Slow, deep breaths. Find a comfortable pace and rhythm, and gradually make your exhalations long and slow, maybe twice as long as the inhale. Without straining, we'll take about 3 minutes for the alternate nostril practice. Here we're calming and purifying and strengthening the nervous system and balancing. Nadi Suddhi is balancing the energy on the more subtle levels, balancing the prana within and all around the entire system. In that balanced state, the mind will just drift into meditation. And gradually finishing with an exhale on the right side when you come around to it. We'll be enjoying 3 rounds of Brahmari, the humming breath, humming bee pranayama, and that can lead us into a minute of silent meditation. So remember, in the Brahmari, we're very much relaxing the whole jaw and mouth area. Tip of the tongue goes to the roof of the mouth. You can plug the ears with the thumbs or use the whole mudra where you use the fingers to symbolically close up the holes in the head. And when you go into Brahmari, inhale and let the humming come out, whichever pitch you like on the exhale. And then inhale and exhale. You can try different pitches. And then at the end of 3 rounds, mentally focus on that humming in the very center of the head, as if a line was between the ear to ear and top of the head to chin, in the very center where those lines cross. That's the vibration of Brahmari, and out the top. Let's begin. Closing the eyes, inhale. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. May the light of truth overcome all the darkness. Victory to that light. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki. Jai. 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 Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you all for joining this morning with your practice.